Kevin Millar won a World Series title with the 2004 Red Sox. He works for the MLB Network, and postseason begins today. You can watch Kevin on MLB Network coverage, including intentional talk throughout the playoffs here, and you can get the entire schedule, MLB.com/postseason. How you doing? How you doing, Kevin?
Danny, I miss you. I mean, I need you to pick up your energy level right now. You sound sad. I need you to say, "This is Millar," and that gives me that way.
Kevin Millar joining us on the program. All right, Harold Reynolds was with us yesterday, and he says he has concern about the Dodgers pitching staff. That's his only concern. How big a concern is that for you?
I'm not going to tell you there's a concern at all for the Dodgers. They won 111 games. This team has been great. I know that, the World Series, they only have one. I have a Dodger fan in the car right now with me. But listen, the bottom line is this. We could nitpick every team. There's not a perfect club. The only concern I have, they're a matchup-based club at times. It's like they have two different lineups. And I know that DR and I used to play together and shower together, for many, 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 many months as he pinch ran for me in Molasses. But the point of this is it would have been tough for me to play in this type of generation with all of these matchups, lefties and righties. And we've seen guys in the postseason play 3 innings and a righty would come in and put in Max Muncy. That's the only concern I have, is that in this playoff season, I think the game is fast and ready, and you kind of need to know who your dudes are.
Your dark horse team or teams are who?
Guardians. And I think game 1, Shane wins that game. And you're saying Shane. They're both named Shane, exactly. But I think the Guardians are playing really good baseball right now. I think they're the second best record since September 1st. They're a sneaky club because they make contact, and what they do is they don't strike out. They play defense. It's a unique way, because right now we're seeing high strikeouts and big home runs and all that stuff. The Guardians, they kind of play old school baseball.
Well, I wonder if that's coming back. If the commissioner, with the baseball bot Rawlings, so they can do whatever they want to with the baseballs. But it feels like, from David Cohn saying, hey, what Judge did is remarkable, even more so because the ball is not as lively. So is baseball doing its best to have you put the ball in play, just because you can't just swing for home runs now because you're not going to be hitting them as often as you think, or the analytics would not, kind of bear that out?
Yeah, I just think that the game this year, I think, was better. I think the playoff situation is better, but I just know that one thing. The high strikeouts and the shifts and everything going crazy back and forth, that's kind of taking it away, because I was doing the Red Sox game and I saw Devers up, and I'm sitting there in Fenway Park and I see 4 outfielders. First time I saw that in person, it looked weird. And to me, we're the only sport before this, this rule change that didn't have rules. You have the 3-point key. I mean, you have the key in the NBA. You can't line up so many guys in the NFL, but we're the only league that had no rules. Now we have a little normalcy again, and so when you watch a team like the Indians, use an example, I like the way they play. You have the Francona factor, the experience factor, but at the end of the day, it is a nice, refreshing way to see contact and stolen bases and baseball.
If I said you could have Aaron Judge from now on, or Shohei Ohtani from here on out?
What a great question. And this is why I love you, because you ask amazing questions. I would take Ohtani because you have 2 players. I'm sorry. It's a weird deal. Judge is my MVP, but how do you discount what Ohtani's done? Because it's almost like you got to pay 2 players. When he got the 1-year, $30 million arbitration, I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's for the 3-hole. By the way, who steals 30 bags, hits 30 home runs, hits in the middle of the lineup, and the guy that struck out 200 plus. Now that's another 30 million. So really, it's a 1-year 60. It's a unique thing. I think he's another level, because he is an MVP. It doesn't make sense, but then what Judge does, it's the best year that we've ever seen. Opinion based.
Okay, but if you were Shohei Ohtani's agent,
yeah,
would you, after this season, would you stay with the Angels or get him someplace else where he's actually playing in meaningful games, being on a national stage?
Yeah, and that's a question that because you and I are his agent, we go behind the scenes. Are you comfortable here, We know the flight to Japan is a lot closer. Obviously, the big stage in New York, in Boston, and, do you go down the road to the Dodgers? The Angels got to get better. End of story. They have to get better for me to stay there long term. And we could sit and talk about it all day long. They've spent money. Artie Moreno, has done a great job of, here's some checkbooks. They haven't done a great job of spending it in the right place.
But we've been hearing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's a decade in.
I know. So if I'm Shohei and I want to win and on a big stage, then I leave. If he's comfortable there, though, not everybody's makeup is East Coast wise. And you know that.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say, oh, yeah, can you play in New York and can't play in Boston until one bad month, and then they bury you, and now where are you at mentally?
But I also wonder about that with the Giants. The Giants are a faceless franchise. If you could get Judge to come back home, or maybe Shohei Ohtani playing in San Francisco, I also wonder about the Red Sox. The Red Sox almost are giving the impression they're a smaller market team now. At least they're spending. Do they go all in on Aaron Judge? Or do they make the Yankees pay top dollar? Can you imagine Aaron Judge in Fenway?
Yeah, no. You could imagine Aaron Judge anywhere. And I will say this about Aaron Judge, and you've done a lot of athletes and great dudes. But watching this guy at 6'7", 300 pounds, 6'7", 290, run, play center field, goes into the spring training, says no to $200 million. No, thank you, in a pleasant way. It wasn't a big old dispute, and I hate everybody. It was a pleasant way. And then bets on himself, and then puts this year together with the surroundings around him that he's the only guy. Like Rizzo and these guys, look, I'm not just taking anything away from him. I mean, he had 30-plus home runs. But Aaron Judge was the only guy in that lineup and led in every offensive category.
But if you're the Red Sox, do you go all in on Aaron Judge?
Well, then I got Devers and I got Xander over there. So what do you do, Danny? I don't have $1.5 billion, so I got to make that decision on my left side of my infield. Devers is a player. So I probably don't go all in on Aaron Judge.
Okay.
Because when you go all in on Aaron Judge and one position player, does that what?
Okay, if you're the Giants, do you go all in on Aaron Judge?
I don't think they're there yet, and I'd say no.
Okay. All right, got one other one for you. Whose career? Albert Pujols's, Ken Griffey Jr.
Wow, Griffey, because the marketing aspect, he's rich forever. Period. End of story. But I do want to get one more point across, and I'm sorry for the Broncos' loss last night. That was a tough game, and I know we got boys behind the scenes. And you know what? It's not an organizational. It's not a quarterback. You just need to get it together because that was a hard one to watch.
Maybe they need to cowboy up.
Maybe we need some cowboy up. Me and you sideline passes.
I think we need to have them do shots before they play in a game. Did you guys only do one shot each before you went out and played in the playoffs that year?
Let's get in trouble one more time.
No, you're not getting in trouble. But so you drank whiskey. Was it whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Daniels. Remember, we were down 3 and it was raining. Jack Daniels, we a symbolic toast. Yep, a shot. Boom, won. Well, obviously you win. We're superstitious, so we did it eight times in a row.
Did Terry Francona do a shot with you?
Charles Pippen to Jordan from downtown. I'm Marv Alberts.
So your manager did shots with you?
No, symbolic toast, Danny. Symbolic toast. We were just cowboy up.
Okay, here's the last thing. Marvin, he's got a Blue Jays hat on, says it's one of the top 5 baseball logos.
Ooh, I like it. I think, yes, top 5.
Top 5?
I think it's the loudest playoff place you're going to play in these.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about the logo, the hat.
The white, the blue with the Blue Jay. I'm in. Yeah, top 5 for sure. Okay,
the best logo is who?
L.A. Dodger blue.
And it's classy. Yeah.
L.A. Dodger blue. I'm sorry. It's time for Dodger baseball.
Have you been drinking this morning?
No, I'm at Driftwood, the Discovery property out in Austin, Texas. We just pulled up. It's a beautiful course.
Yeah.
It's the Discovery property, so I'll let you know how I do.
Okay.
Todd's got my cell phone. You don't for some reason, so shoot me a text. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I like to have that separation. I I don't want to
You
stay.
got rich. You got rich. When you weren't rich, you didn't have that separation. Me and you were best friends.
I cared about you when you were doing shots when you were with the Red Sox. After that, not as much.
Not as much. And now I'm white. I look like Favre in his last year in the NFL.
You don't want to look like Favre at all right now. You don't want to. No. You don't want to associate.
Santa Claus, guys. I take it back.
Well, you're not frosting your hair anymore.
Danny, I'm old now. My back hurt. I blew out my hamstring going to bed. Like what happens when you get
blew out? How do you blow out your hamstring going to bed?
I don't know. You're 50. You get up. I go potty and I can't walk. I guess I pulled something in a dream. I have no idea.
All right, be careful out there, okay?
Miss you, Danny.
Great to talk
Go
to you
Broncos.
as always. Yeah, yeah. That's Kevin Millar, MLB Network analyst. And that should make you feel better. Kevin Millar is with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Won a World Series title with the Red Sox 04. MLB Network, before and after all the games, that's the place to go. Our good friends there. And also, he does intentional talk throughout the playoffs there.